What's happening now across the Niagara frontier? News stories, old stories, stuff you know about and stuff you'd never believe. It's the NiagaraHub Soapbox with Craig Avery.
All right, so today is St. Patrick's Day, actually, a day of filming, and I have orange on. Maybe it's because I'm Presbyterian, I don't know. But it's kind of a gloomy day, but we brought our own sunshine. Caroline Boback is the young lady behind the idea of a dog park in Niagara Falls. And many times we've seen dog parks on TVs and things, but we've never seen them around here. So tell me about a dog park. What are you up to?
Okay, well, the idea behind a dog park, well, let's start with what a dog park actually is. A dog park, not a lot of people really know what that is, and the excitement behind it can only be so much if you don't know what you're rooting for. But it's an off-leash area that you can go and exercise your dog, socialize your dog, go and have a nice time. It's a fenced-in area. It's usually a place that people go to hang out, for events. You know, there's a lot of things that could be done at a dog park, but it's a community park. Yeah, absolutely. It's something for the park. It's actually being called the social club of the 2000s. So it's a nice place that people can go, and usually for free, and hang out, meet people there, meet new people, and share a common interest, which is their dog. So
cool.
I've been advocating to get a dog park in Niagara Falls for a few years now. It's finally starting to make way. Hopefully 2015 will be the year. We've made some significant progress just within the past few months. We've come down to a location. We've established a board of directors. We have some sponsors on board, which is exciting. So cool. All these things are going to be coming and making their way to the surface within hopefully the next month or so.
All right. So the basic plan is find some money. How do we get money? Corporate sponsors?
There's a few different avenues. Firstly, what I envision is that this park is going to be something for the community. With that being said, I want this to be a community-funded project, not meaning it's coming out of our pockets, but meaning where we come together and maybe can come up with fundraising ideas, have the money donated, from some of these corporate sponsors or sponsors, local businesses. So that's mainly where I'm going. A lot of people have questions about, whether or not the city is, helping in, and which they are, absolutely. But at this point, we're, having this be a community project, which I'm very excited about.
Great.
So the funding can come from that. I have, a few ideas as far as, holding like vaccination clinics at the park once it comes, having low-cost spay and neuter clinics, which will be another way to bring money and also help out the city. I was thinking I would love the idea to make this the multi-purpose park. And we could do music night in the park. We could do movie nights in the park. And, eventually my vision will be somewhere along the lines of like an art park type idea.
Just some old Lassie reruns,
there you go.
Things like that. It would all have to be dog movies, I guess.
Yeah, well, they don't have to be dog movies, but
Turner
I think
and Hooch
dog
was
related.
A good one, but everyone cries at the end.
Oh, Turner and Hooch is so sad. It's so sad. I love that dog.
Sorry,
I actually had a dog like that growing up. Her name was Ginger.
Did you really?
Yeah, she drooled everywhere, and we used to have to take turns on drool duty on the weekends. And that's a serious story. So.
Okay, well, there's one for dog lovers.
Yeah, there you go. Anyone who has drooly dogs can relate to that. So.
Cool. So then certainly you have your pet-loving crowd, which, as you say, then you can morph it into anything because you've got a group with common interests, so you can look at that spay-neuter situation, bringing the felines into the picture.
Yeah.
Or you could just, instead of spray-neuter, you just let one of the feral cats into the dog park once in a while.
I think that would be a great idea. No.
No. Everyone makes out.
No way. We love our
time.
Community cats, and that's another project that hopefully we can get going here in the near future is a spay and neuter position that would be huge for the city. But
it's actually as a side, but we will go to that side because you've been a big part in that also. You've actually I don't want to say captured or trapped, but you have collected feral cats and brought them to the vets and told them
spay and neuter and vaccinate, and that's a huge part, and that's kind of what really got me into the whole dog park aspect. I've lived, I've had the privilege of living a few different places throughout my early adult years. I lived in New York City and in Connecticut, and I've had the pleasure of seeing programs like the Trap, Neuter, Vaccinate, Return be successful. So that's really exciting, as well as the dog parks. So I've seen dog parks pretty much all over the United States, and seeing how successful and easily maintained they are, and just the joy and excitement that it brings to the city. I mean, it's a win-win. I mean, it really is one of those win-win type situations. Everybody has been craving this in the city, and I think this is going to be a real way to, bring that sense of community back. I think people in this city are really craving a place to go and connect with their neighbors, that are just not right down the street. This is a great way to, bring family together, to meet new people. I mean, it's pretty much, I think the statistic is 1 in 2 have a dog. I mean, and there's how many people in Niagara Falls? 50,000. So that's quite a few dogs. That's quite a few people. And I think that this park can be, a great start to something bigger in the city eventually for our four-legged friends.
So your location is the one that you're citing now?
Yes, we are actually citing 39th Street and Ferry. I think this is a beautiful location. I think this would be very, very beneficial to a lot of people, especially the people in that neighborhood. Dog parks are actually noted to, drive crime rate down, as well as drive property value up. So, again, a win-win situation.
Once that model works, smaller models or bigger models can be built in different neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
Every neighborhood's going to want one closer
Every
to them.
neighborhood's going to want one, and I think that's the idea. And this park right here in 39th Street, once we canvass the neighborhood and we get all the neighbors on board, I think that it'll be a great start to potentially bring them down to, some in LaSalle, some in DeVoe, and all over. But at this point, right now, why we're putting it at 39th Street, why we want to put it at 39th Street and Ferry, is because it's a midway point for everyone in the city. It's central. Nobody can, be upset about one here, one there. So it's the starting point. So it's going to be really a really exciting thing for the city.
It's kind of cool if you think if even tourists coming in, if they come off of through Home Depot there and so forth, and they're heading in up Walnut or something, you'd be visible there.
Yeah, right? Oh yeah, from
then
Walnut.
They go, what a cool neighborhood,
Ferry,
and look at there's a dog park, and everyone's happy. And then the dog jumps out of the car.
And that was kind of one of my main ideas for having it for 39th Street, is because it is such a busy street. Over 80,000 cars drive down that street a day.
Have you talked to anyone that lives there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I live in that neighborhood, kind of over in that neighborhood, and I've over the years that I've lived there for about 6 years now, and I've been talking about dog parks for as long as I can imagine, and more so recently I've been specifically talking to neighbors about the idea of having a dog park right there, and everybody seems to be thrilled and very excited and on board and helpful and wanting to do whatever they can to progress it. So.
And you've done some work. You've already got petitions. Look at all these people.
Oh yeah, I think there's probably about 1,500 petitions or signatures.
I'm going to submit this to the various political committees to check authenticity of this. And we're going to have to toss this.
There's a lot of different signatures on there.
If there's any problem or dead people's names on here that maybe sign this.
I'm not saying anything. No, just kidding. No, they're all legit. These are all people who really, really, really want a dog park. I mean, and this is just the hard copies. There's an online petition as well. But I think we're past the point of petitioning, and that's the really great thing right now, is that where we're at in the progress of the dog park is really just getting the neighbors on board. And, once we have that, then we can move forward, because then we'll have a set location, we'll have a general idea of what we're doing, the time frame of when we need to get it done. And, it's great. The group of individuals that I'm working with so far, we've established a board of directors, which is great. And they've been proving to be a huge
Can
help.
you name
So-
them? Are there
Sure, absolutely.
Who do we have?
So as our
'Cause,
vice president, we have Katie Molinaro. She is a lifetime resident in Niagara Falls. She actually operates and runs a rescue called Akron Canine Angels. And I'm sorry, Katie, if I butchered that. I don't know if that's I know it's a long one, but she does rescue work as well as I do, so that's kind of how we linked up, and we've both wanted to be doing the dog park idea for a while, so we linked up about a year ago and went from there. Then we have Nicole Raymond. Nicole Raymond actually works at the casino. She's also a lifelong resident of Niagara Falls. Big time dog lover. She does rescue work. She is great with networking and fundraising, so she's going to go along on our marketing and events chair. We're still looking for a volunteer coordinator, so if that's you, we will be having a meeting March 25th at the Hub building, and if that's something that you feel like you can bring to the table and get that ball rolling, that is a very huge position, and we really do need the help. So we're encouraging anybody who wants to be a part of the park to please come down on that day. That's it. I mean, that's our board of directors. I mean, it's small. I'll be the president because I've been working on it for a long time. So I think that's a good position for me to oversee, and I'll be able to go and help, any other chair of the board with whatever they need. So that'll be exciting. So that's the main core thing, is that we needed to get that established, and now that that's done, we'll be able to make way.
And we'll have you back to give us some progress. Maybe we should start a regular pet thing once a month. And
I would love that. I would love
some
that.
dogs here or something. Even pertinent to the news today, the Lancaster School Board voted down the logo of the Redskins. So they're not going to have Redskins. So the dog park could help. They could be the Lancaster Shih Tzus or the Lancaster Wiener Dogs or something.
Yeah, there you go.
But then maybe
Lancaster
the Dachshunds would be a
Poodles.
little offended. The Dachshunds would say, "We're Dachshunds, we're not Wiener Dogs."
Yeah, we're not.
That would be tough to handle. But,
Yes, that might be a little confusing, but
it does remind me of my friend who went into a bar, and there was a sign that said, "Talking dog for sale." And so he says, "What's about the talking dog?" And the bartender goes, "Oh, he's upstairs." He says, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, it's a talking dog." It's not a talking dog. He says, Go check it out." So he goes upstairs, and there's this dog sitting there. He says, dog looks at him and says, "Can I help you?" Guy goes, "Oh my God." Says, "You talk." He goes, "Yeah." You see the sign? It says talking dog. What'd you think? He says, "Well, I didn't expect to see a talking dog." He says, "Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself." He says, right after I got out of training, I went down. Actually, I was involved in 9/11 looking for recovery, and I spent a lot of time there. I found some jewelry and things, and that was a eye-opening experience for me. But after that, I did a lot of work with the Red Cross, and I was sent overseas, actually, helped sniff out some bad guys, and I've been all over, and then I ended up back in New York here in this bar, and this guy, he just doesn't like me, and so he's trying to sell me. Guy goes, "Oh my God, I'd love to have you with me. I'm going down." So he goes downstairs, he says to the bartender, "That's the most fantastic animal I've ever seen. How could you get rid of him? Do you know he's been to 9/11, he's been all over the world?" He said, guy goes, "That's the problem, he's such a damn liar." So we could tell these kind of jokes at the dog park.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
it would give birth to open mic at a comedy store.
Hey, you never know. There's tons and tons and tons of things that we can do at this park, and that's one of the most exciting things, is that it's going to be a multi-purpose park, and it'll be there and open for every resident in Niagara Falls. So I think with the rules that we have established, I think with the people that we have on board, we have no choice but to be a great running, successful park, and I think it's going to bring a lot of joy to the people of Niagara Falls for a lot of years.
Cool.
So
you're a good person.
thank you.
Good luck. And
I try.
You can walk me any day.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. And one more thing, I just want to do a small little plug. Again, March 25th, we will have a meeting here at 6 o'clock. And
here at the Niagara Hub.
Yes, I'm sorry, the Niagara Hub.
640 Park Place.
640 Park Place, and the meeting will be a call for volunteers. The last meeting that we had was a few weeks ago, and there was a pretty good turnout, but I want to see everybody here that wants the park going. I really want to make this, I really want to get this going as quickly as we can and efficiently as we can. So come on down the 25th, bring whoever you know, bring your ideas to the table, and let's get this going.